Welcome back everyone to the Collector Channel. Today I'll be showing you a collection of 1922 baseball cards. These are the 1922 American Caramel cards, the E120 cards, series of 240. So there's some stars in here and some commons, and these are American Caramel cards. They came in caramel candy packages in 1922. So there might be a little bit of caramel stains on some of them. And the back is really cool to these too. So it's has the team name, and then it also shows the players on the team. That's cool. It says Walter Johnson on the top there, so it shows the teammates and a little bit about American Caramel Company. It's really fun to collect these older caramel candy cards from the 1920s. They're really neat cards, and they can be picked up for a fair price. These go for, depending on condition, I would say, and well, a lot of these are in the poor condition to, I would say, very good to excellent condition. So that means the price would range about $10 to $30 or $40 per card. I'd say the average is somewhere in the middle. We'll try to look at some of the backs of these too as we go along. And Babe Ruth was a part of this set. I do have the Babe Ruth. I don't have it in this pile here. It's actually graded. It's not raw, which would actually be really neat to have a ungraded Babe Ruth from this set. I think if I did have one, I'd probably keep it ungraded for a little while just to enjoy it. And it's definitely possible to enjoy graded cards too, but it's something special about having the ungraded cards. Yeah, and on these, as you can see, the has a player name, position pitcher, and Pittsburgh Nationals. And a lot of these early American Caramel sets had variations to them. This set doesn't have that many variations. Actually, I'm trying to think if it really has any. There are some blank backs out there that I believe are American Caramel blank backs, not W573 cards, but American Caramel cards. Otherwise, blank back or variations, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know for the 1921 set, the E121 set, and the 1922 E121 set, there's definitely lots of variations. There's different, like for Babe Ruth, for example, there's quotation marks around his name and then without. There's a George Ruth variation. Some of them have back variations too, meaning they'll say some just on the back, which actually I have one next to me, so I'll just show you. This is a 1921 E121 card, yep. But some of them will have different, like the top up here will be a little bit different. They'll say 80 of the leading, or I think they'll have like the 80 will be in the second line, something like that. But there's definitely, I think, 4 different types of variations for the backs of those, if I can remember right. When I looked at that first, like, is that Walter Johnson? But no, it's Walter Schmidt, and it looks like he is a catcher. So I know I mentioned that it's nice to have some of these ungraded so you can enjoy them. And what I meant by that is it's sometimes nice just to take them out and just to feel the cards. You can feel really the history in your hands. And the first time I picked up one of these and actually felt it, it definitely has that old card feel to it. The pre-war cards have a different feel to them than the, say, 1950s Topps cards or 1950s and later cards. The 50s cards actually have a unique feel to them too. That's different than 70s and 80s. And it's one of those things you kind of have to hold on to and just feel. But yeah, this has that feel, and it definitely, it's a thinner cardstock than I thought it would be. For some reason I thought this would be really thick, but it's actually kind of flimsy. It doesn't wobble around when I do that, but it's a thinner cardstock. And I like to have them in these cases because the Card Saver 1 cases, these ones you can send them into PSA. So if you want to get them graded by PSA or SGC or any of those grading companies, they take them in just like this. It's a little bit wider of a case. I think the Card Saver 2 cases are narrower, so it's a little bit harder to get the card in and out, which could cause damage. Yeah, some of these are in pretty good condition. That's a neat Chicago Cubs card. It's just neat to know that some of these teams are still popular today. You know, they were back in 1922. So there's a lot of these I'm showing. This is the only stack I have of these. I'm going to move these aside, that way I can have a little bit better focus. That's interesting, so that one has a little bit of a miscut to it, or shorter side. So they had different centering back then, just like cards do. Well, not as much today, but you know, more of the modern cards people collect from 70s, 80s, 90s. You know, some of them have some centering issues. It looks like these did back in the past also. So just have a few more to check out here. Let's look at the back of this one. Brooklyn Dodgers, that's cool. I know the Brooklyn Dodgers were a very popular team in the 1950s. But they were still a team in the 20s and in those days also. Another Brooklyn Dodgers card. And again, here's the 1921 card, the American Caramel card. This is series of 80. So I did mention there is a 1922 E121 set, but that's a series of 120. So that means in the 1922 set, there's 120 cards in the set, with variations a little bit more. This one says series of 80. So there's 80 cards in this set, but I will mention there's quite a few more because of the different variations. Some of them will have manager MGR down here, and some will spell out the whole manager word. So that'd be a variation. Anyway, maybe I'll do a video on that another time, but I just wanted to show you guys these cards and talk a little bit about the different American Caramel cards from the early 20s. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.